Hey there, all. Do you know what? Science is all around us. So, why don't we learn more about the science that is around us? So, welcome to the wonderful world of science. Let's go and dive deep inside. What is science? What is the science is all around us. Okay, that's one thing that we need to note down. It's all around us. It helps us to understand the world that we live in a little better, because what we know is always on the topmost layer. It's something that we don't understand much, but science makes us understand the world around us better. So, how it influences us, and how it's made our ways of life and how it's made our daily routines more easier and more exciting. So science is more about how it's exciting for us, how it's more easy for us. So let's let's try to understand the science around us, that is more about how it influences our life and how it's helped us in our daily routines. So, what do you understand by science? So, that's the question we will stumble upon the first. Science is about questioning. That's the first thing. We always have so many questions about the things that's happening around us. That's the main root. Next is finding answers. So, what do you mean by finding answers? There's always some kind of questioning that's in our head. Maybe why is the sky blue? Or why is that when water is when you keep it in the freezer, it becomes ice? There's always some kind of questions happening. Then you find answers. After you find answers, you go through two simple methods to understand science better. One is observation, and the other one is experiment. So, what do you mean by observation? When you have to observe something, when you see that when you keep a ice tray inside the freezer with water in it, becomes ice, and you see that water, which is like in a liquid state, becomes a solid state. So, when you observe it, that's an observation. When you observe it, you start doing some experiments on it, which makes it better. Okay, so that's how you first question, then you find answers, and then you do it through experimentation and observation. So maybe you can ask about why sky is blue, or you can ask about how plants grow. That's one question we always stumble upon. From a tiny seed, how does it become a big plant? That's something that comes to our head. So everything is about how and why. Why is it like that? How is it like this? That's all about science. So, if I have to make it much simpler for you guys to understand how science is, we can understand science in daily life. Okay, what is science in daily life? Maybe we can look into our morning routine. Morning routine, it's like we have lights, we have fans, we have water supply. So morning routine, we switch on the light, we go into the washroom, we start brushing our teeth, then we take a bath where water supply is there, where geyser working. So that's one of the ways we can consider daily life. Next, if we have to look into food that comes to the daily life, we can look into microwave ovens. That's all a process. It's all a process about how science works. Then we can think about how gas stoves work. How does fire work? Or how we keep food in microwave oven and food heats up. Then we can look into technology. Technology is something that we're all aware of. Maybe the phones that we have, the TVs that we have, the computers we have, the laptops we have. It's making us more connected to the world around us. So that's one way we can see that there is some kind of technological improvement, there's some kind of technological progression which helps us become better in daily life. Some three things that you have to understand is branches of science. So consider you have a tree. In that tree we have one branch as physics, then we have one branch as chemistry, and then we have one branch as biology. So what do you understand by physics? Physics is always the study. So when you look at physics, physics is the study of motion. Okay, motion, it's the study of energy, it's the study of force. So what do you mean by motion, study and force? It's like how a ball falls down the stairs or why the car moves, works. That is all about physics. If you need to understand more about the other branch of science, that is chemistry. What do you mean by chemistry? Chemistry is the study of substance, different kind of substance, different kind of substances mixing into one. Maybe it is about how sugar dissolves into water, or why ice melts, or how we take in medicines to feel better. That's all a process of chemistry. Then we have the interesting part coming up. That's biology. Biology is the study of living organisms. The study of living organisms is biology. How do you call that a study of living organisms? Maybe how animals and plants survive, how plants grow, how the reproduction system works, how the digestive system works, how the respiration works, how do we breathe. All of these processes is something that we get to know through the process of biology, through the study of biology. And biology is happening only because of the major field that is observing in science. So how do we understand science better? That is by observing nature. Nature is around us. All we have to do is observe the nature. So how do we observe the nature? All we have to do is sometimes look up in the terrace, look at the stars. Then we can always wonder why are they there and why is it there, and we try to explore a little information about the science, about universe. Then we can look into plants, about plants and how they make food, that is the process of photosynthesis. We can always wonder about how photosynthesis works, how is it a natural process about how plants make food. So these are the simple processes of observation that we can look into, making a little better, or why we make science a little better for us, little understanding. We can observe more. Observing more leads us to give answers which clears our doubts. Why is science important? Now you see there are many concepts that becomes important. But why is science important for us? Number one, it's problem solving. How does it help in problem solving? Okay, so when we are inventing something or when we are making a vaccine, so we always experimented. So we experimented, we get an answer. So by problem solving, we can always help us get into somewhere, whether it is finding clean energy, maybe clean energy including we have CNG, we have fossil fuels. Fossil fuels is something that we are not using, but instead we use CNG. So CNG is clean energy. Why? We are always finding out ways. So that's how one of the important methods is problem solving. We always find a way out. Second is innovation. How is innovation gonna help us? Okay, innovation has led to the invention of cars, it has led to the invention of planes, it has helped us invention of rockets, it's helped us in innovation of phones that we use in our hand. Now that you see the video over here and me talking, that is happening because you're seeing it through the phone. So basically that's all a process of innovation. Without innovation, none of us would have been here, or none of us would have been able to use any kind of advancements that's happening. Third one is one of the most important points, that's curiosity. So when we keep our curiosity alive, it helps us encourage, it gets us encouraging to explore and discover more. So when you see that it's helping us discover more, it's helping us explore more, that's because of one root cause, and that's curiosity. Curiosity is something that has to live within us to make us understand why science is there, why science is important. Maybe if we start through curiosity, when we explore, when we ask answers to our teachers, we might find our answers answered. Or we might look into books, we might look into magazines to get answers. So curiosity is one of the most important things. Then when we look into some fun facts about science to make, like a pretty understandable concept, you need about 37 trillion cells, that is body cells, okay, to make a body. The body that you have over here has 37 trillion cells, okay. And sunlight, you can see the sun. The sun is too far away from earth, but you know that sun exists, okay. The sunlight that comes from the sun takes 8 minutes to reach earth. Now you see why it takes so much of time for the sun to rise. And then water is made. The glass of water that you see, you have a glass of water, right? You have a glass of water here. Glass of water is made up of 2 hydrogen atom. 2 hydrogen atom, 1 oxygen atom. Hence it becomes H2O. Now you know why they call water H2. It consists of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. Next we'll go into something, we'll just conclude it, because science is all about learning. Science is all about curiosity. Science is the reason why we can explain the wonders in nature. Okay, it helps us explore beyond what we see. Science helps us explore. So what we need to do, we need to stay curious, we need to enjoy the process, and we need to enjoy the wonderful world of science. Thank you.